Hello, I'm Dr. Wendy Rowley of the Wonder of Human Design YouTube channel, playlist series, How to Align to the New Christ in the Coming New Death Bardo, or How to Align to the Christ in the New Coming Death Bardo. Okay, short and sweet, busy people, little blurps of information and uplifting information and inspirational information to rise you up on your day. Here we go. Oh, good day to you, dearest beings of light. I am Alienia of Cosmic Service. I am a Palladian mother of sound. Peace be with you, peace be with you, and peace be with you. All right, we're getting more to the practical and information about the Christ into the new coming Death Bardo, which we have said is going into its work to be brought in 2028, 29, and 2030. And at the end of 2030, it'll be in place and the system will be there. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. This one started to think. We're just going to give her a moment, get out of the way. She formed a question going, hey, what about... Okay, there she goes. Okay, so we're multidimensional. So we're down here channeling through her throat, but we're up there with her at a soul level, and we watch her rise and come down with consciousness. Like slipping down into the stream of life and then rising up above it. Okay, so we have spoken about women's resplendence and men's resplendence being upgraded. We've talked about the pain body of the heart field of human consciousness at the large family group, tribe, and nation level being healed. And we've talked about the new 24-hour circadian rhythm cycle that's within your higher self aura interface. And we've also talked about another new pathway coming within that pathway in that galactic outer torus, where your soul's galactic records are of the divine intelligence creative force. And we've talked about this would all be online in 2026. And due to a new divine blueprint coming in during your solstice time by those who work that up at the upper noosphere of creational beings and angels, archangels, and arachai, and Christ angels, archangels, and Christ arachai is the languages you use for that. So in the understanding that your old karmic akash has dropped away and that you're going on to a benevolent akash, in this new circadian rhythm pathway, which we said is also next to the old Death Bardo pathway. And eventually that will drop away and this pathway will be hooked into the heart field of humanity up in the human consciousness grid. And that will allow that benevolence that we talked about in these previous other videos to start coming online. And in the understanding of that, one way we've also mentioned in many videos to attune to your soul and let it know that it wants these new connections is to give your alignment and attunement to the Creator, the alignment and attunement to the Creator's divine intelligence, that creative force for the greater good of all, and the alignment that your soul bring you into the new creation and the new energy. And those three alignments kind of cover everything, because the alignment to the Creator is your inner torus, your spirit, body, and aura. The alignment to the creative force for divine intelligence for the greater good in the heart field is for your and in the new pathway for the divine intelligence of the creative force is for your outer torus and the galactic of your soul, which you can think of as the creational level, and your alignment to your soul for the new energies and the new connections and the new evolution is almost like the heart field at the group level. It's kind of like the heart field at the group level. And the funny thing is that once you're out of your inner torus and your spirit body, you do a Mobius flip to be in the outer torus. And those things that were above are now below, and those things that were below are now above. And this has to be contemplated and looked at in clairvoyance and meditation to really understand and see and get. And we don't mean to be cloaking and veil-like and, oh, so special. We don't mean it that way. But we're saying it for some healers who need to hear this. And then we'll go on to the general. So when you're looking at the new energies and that new pathway, and if you put a mock-up up and you see those 4 shiny new, those keys with the shiny energy around them, and you start to intend that new pathway at midnight to 12 to 2 within those keys, you will start to see an alignment of that creational divine intelligence pathway within that. The new pathway that's just coming online within this new circadian rhythm cycle. And it'll show up as almost like an etheric blue energy. That's funny, because out there, we're not in our body, we're only in a spirit body, and the etheric wanes in this lifetime, in the human body, and our astral gets stronger. But why is it up there, this new energy coming in of the divine intelligence of the creative force looks like an etheric energy? Because etheric energy is consciousness, and it's a new consciousness. And that consciousness in the Mobius flip out in the outer galactic of your outer torus is the heart field, where in your inner torus, it's the creational field. But in the outer torus, it's the heart field. So that's a big hint for some healers who are looking at some stuff. And we're just going to leave it at that for those. Thank you for those who don't quite get that. But sometimes we just have to give these asides for someone who's working on something and they need to have some understanding. And they're on the brink of realizing it, but a hint can be given. And that's all we're going to say about that. Okay, so this new pathway and this new etheric consciousness coming into those upgraded keys and this new divine blueprint and this new alignment and attunement that you've learned is so simple. Align in the heart to the creator, ask for the alignment to be in the greater good of all, for the creator's force through divine intelligence, and ask for the soul to align to the new energies and the new connections. And you got that Mobius flip to the heart. That's all you have to do. Because your soul is getting upgrades at the solstice this year to another level of group soul out in the greater field where you plug into the planet. It's getting activated to what we call the galactic highway of divine intelligence, which means that there can be greater benevolence of communication coming through. Do you understand now? The etheric on the other side of the heart field is a galactic highway to hear new information, not only from your galactic Akash, not only from the time capsules of our inventions, but also from the galactic enlightenment highway of friends you have there. And we had already said in the end of some of the video series we just did that there are some, we believe we did it there, unless we did it on the Wonder of Human Design website, monthly channels, but we said, and it might be there, it seems like it's there, we said that there are some people that were already going to start to receive some galactic messages because they already have some more advanced connections that they came to the planet with. And they're going to actually start to get some new levels of messaging. And after December, in January 2027, that'll be very strong and very profound for many, many people. So there's going to be a new level of channeling and spiritual information that's going to start to come in through a lot of people. And there'll be more channelers. And that's normal and happens at the Great Shift. So there'll be all sorts of flavors of all sorts of people bringing all sorts of new information in benevolence to uplift people and to help them and to bring a vibration through that comes through these messages. Because the other thing that happens is there's some upgrades into that genetic entity that go on, the 5 physical and spiritual senses that allow, particularly in women, resonances to come through. And that's what this one has a lot on her website about women's resonance and healing, women's resonance healing paradigms, which come online in 2027. With the new energy and the new connections and the new things being in place, that pathway of healing is now open. So there are other people bringing in some new healing paradigms, and we wanted them to have the understanding of that, because some of them will make their way to this channeling through their searching for their answers. And so what we're saying is, y'all are really helping each other without even knowing it. But we're making it very specific for that understanding. So this is a short and sweet one with some personal messages, some group messages, and some overarching understanding on why it feels like for some of you that your communication channels that you normally tuned into are kind of getting weird and faded, or some days don't even work, and some days they come back. That's for your understanding. All right, peace be with you. You are dearly loved. Expect benevolence in all you do. We bid you adieu.